What's up, guys? I'm Kyle, also known as the Pandaman. In today's video, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why you have not succeeded with your fasting. All right, reason number 1 why you have not succeeded with your fasting is you're not fasting long enough. I call your typical fasting intermittent fasting. Now, I know theoretically it's all intermittent fasting because eventually you're going to eat. You're not fasting just ad infinitum, right? We're breaking periodically. When most people refer to fasting, what they're talking about is a 16-hour fast. Now, I did this for about 5 years, maybe slightly over that. Might have been exactly 5 years. And it was good. I realized as soon as I began fasting in that fashion that I was onto something. That, man, this was a lot easier than doing the cutting and the caloric restriction, keeping carbs low that I've been doing forever with bodybuilding. So my bodybuilding dieting began really back in 2003 all the way up to 2014. And I'd really damaged my metabolic rate, my metabolism through improper dieting, through your typical North American diet, which was just not fun. It was a miserable way to live. With that being said, when I first discovered or looked into fasting in 2014, I was getting ready for a bodybuilding show. And with the bodybuilding show, it's about 8 weeks into my preparation. So I had about 8 more weeks to go. At that time, I think I was doing 1,500 calories a day, right? That's the only way I could get lean. I'm a fairly big guy, 225 pounds on any given day. I've been this size for a long time. But the only way I could get lean was if I was starving myself. And then what would happen is I would blow up and I would get puffy. I'd put on 30 to 40 pounds the day, the weeks and days right after a contest, like 3 or 4 days, I'd be up 30 pounds. So anyhow, back in 2014, I switched over to a 16-hour fast. So I took my 1,500 calories, divided, I was doing 4 meals a day because I couldn't really break it down into any meals that were smaller than that. I took it and I broke it into 2 meals. I said, I'm going to do around lunch, around noon, then maybe 8 o'clock at night. Those would be my 2 meals. And instantly I knew that it felt better on my body, on the dieting aspect. Infinitely easier, even though I was eating the same amount of food. So I was very excited about it at that time. And now the cool thing, coming off of that, I realized that I could maintain my shape much better with fasting, as opposed to trying to stick to a diet where your hunger hormones get all messed up and fat storing enzymes get kicked on and all this type of stuff. But I was never able to get into supreme shape thereafter, after those first couple months after that 2014 contest. I was always kind of limited to a certain degree. Wasn't fasting long enough. I have a lot of experience to back that up. It works slightly, but it's not going to move the needle for most of you. So that's the first reason why you're not succeeding with your fasting. The second reason why you're not succeeding with your fasting, most likely it's other people. Let me just take a sip of my espresso here, double espresso. We got the Breville machine upstairs. So I'm in my midst of a 48-hour fast right now as I make this video for you guys. But other people, when I teach my weekly lessons on the Panda, people often ask, well, how do I explain this to my family? What am I supposed to tell them? Now, one of the biggest obstacles is other people that are close to you that don't understand what you're doing or why you're doing it. They're going to tell you you're going into starvation mode. They're going to tell you it's not healthy for you. You're going to kill yourself with fasting. And don't even get me started on the water fasting. One of my clients last night said, look, I did a 72-hour dry fast and I couldn't believe it. I said, well, what do they always tell us? They always told us that if you go 3 days without water, you're going to die. It's not true. Nonetheless, I digress with that. There's a whole bunch of conspiracies that I believe when it comes to health and fitness that have been just fed to us and they're lies, but they're to keep us so we're not supremely healthy. But other people are going to get into your mind, and then you're going to say, oh, maybe they're right. Maybe I should go back to doing the diet that I did before, cutting my calories, limiting my carbs. Oh, I'm going to do carnivore, whatever it is. Any of these fad diets. These are tactics. Fasting, long-form fasting, is a principle that is tried and true. It's tested, makes you check your ego. It's a very spiritual thing. And guess what? It works unbelievably for your weight loss journey and optimizing body composition. Even if you want to put on muscle, there are ways to do that with fasting. That's part of what I teach. So other people would be the second thing that I would tell you to look out for, and probably why you have not succeeded. If they get you off course and you haven't stuck with it long enough, guess what? You're not going to get the results. This is a fasting-focused lifestyle. This is not, let me do this for a little bit like any other diet and then hop back off. You're really focused on healing your insulin resistance and managing insulin. So if you program hop from fasting, not fasting, fasting, not fasting, you're going to get sporadic results. So don't let other people get into your mind. That is a key thing, and that's the second reason why you probably at this point have not succeeded with your fasting efforts. So the third reason why you are not succeeding within your fasting journey, and this can apply to anything in your life. You need to understand something. You have an internal thermostat, your self-image. It'll dictate the level you're going to be at. This goes for your weight. This goes for finances, strength, all this stuff. If your self-image is set so it's as a heavy person, as a fat person, as an obese person, as a person that can't get lean and muscular, no matter what you do, no matter how much progress you make, if that is not adjusted, you will revert back and you'll fall back. And I look no further than the people that win the lottery. A lot of them, a couple months later, guess what? They wind up right back where they were. Win $1 million, go see them in a year, what happens? They're broke. Look at some of these dudes that grow up in the ghetto that make it to professional sports that wind up broke when it doesn't logically make sense. It's because their internal thermostat is set at that. So with fasting, what I teach people and what I've had great success with is getting people even to lose upwards of over 100 pounds, but it had to do with their mindset and their mind mapping. And that's really what I'm the best at, right? Fasting is just a tool to start managing that inner dialogue, because what you tell yourself is what you're going to become. Your thoughts, your words lead to your actions. Over a period of time, your actions or your habits, that's going to dictate the results that you get. You need to go inward and work on that self-image. There's a great book, Psycho-Cybernetics, which I actually have right here. I'll show you guys. Always got my books handy. So Matt Fury, who coaches me, actually owns the rights to this, but I read this book over 20 years ago. It's just phenomenal when it comes to changing the psyche, upgrading the beliefs about yourself. And it all comes down to the mental images you hold in your head. If you see yourself and you catch yourself, oh man, I'm just always going to be 100 pounds overweight. Catch that thought and replace it with a mental image and a picture of the leaner you. And you do this by recalling prior successes, and then boom, you start visualizing the future. That's what it comes down to. It's all about your mental images. Tesla said, I'll give you 2 things here to finish this. If you want to know the secrets of the universe, look no further than energy, frequency, and vibration. Jesus also said in the Bible, if you pour new wine into old wineskins, they'll burst. It won't work. That's an analogy. You have to upgrade the wineskin. You got to upgrade the psyche. And once you do that, you can now become what you've always wanted to become. Hopefully that makes sense. But those are the 3 reasons why you have not succeeded with your fasting up until this point. So thanks for tuning in to today's video, guys. I need you to do a few things for me. I need you to hit the like button. I need you to hit the notification button so you never miss anything I put out. Lastly, drop a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know any questions. And don't forget to click the link in the description to download your copy of my book. And by the way, it's free. Peace.